Alright guys, RoKage here and welcome back to the brand new video. Here we are, Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade will be the topic. So in today's video, it is time for the updated global tier list. More precisely, we're gonna call this Happy Anniversary Edition Global Tier List. I will add the main expansion Gojo, but I will also add Sukuna and Miguel. Okay, this is pretty much the two upcoming new characters in Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. I'm doing this because of the comments. Some of you told me, yo RoKage, you could add it immediately other units. Okay, so I'll do it right now so you can plan ahead, and we're gonna clear the situation with the main expansion Gojo and Sukuna. Many people still asking me who should you prioritize, etc. So I'll add these three characters on the tier list. As you can see, since the main expansion Gojo appeared, Sukuna will appear by the end of May for sure. In between Miguel, I created a I revamped a little bit the tier list. How did I revamped it? So everything is the same, but I added SS plus tier, and then above that we have God tier. This time we're gonna have only few God tier units, more precisely 2 God tier units. Everything else will be below that, okay? Before we start, few things that I want to change based on the feedbacks and furthermore testings. Yellow Nanami, Kanto, can go in SS tier. Top tier, a yellow DPS, but Teen Gojo is just better. Okay, Zone Itadori is just better. So that's why, in my opinion, he needs to be tier below in SS tier, which is still extremely broken units, okay? She will also go to the SS tier, okay? She's an amazing unit. Let me open it up for a moment. Mai is an amazing support, guys. Amazing support, but in my opinion, previously I ranked her in SS plus or the previous God tier, but I would still put her in SS. I wouldn't go beyond that, to be honest. I mean, we can go through her kit, we have time. So range, taijutsu damage, if special ammo state is active, delay the selected enemy's action. That can be helpful. She's a little bit situational, I need to say. That's why I cannot put her in the SS plus. If enhanced ammo state is active, changes the skill effect into range taijutsu damage AoE, increases all enemies damage received by 20%. Okay, it's pretty nice. Delays the selected enemy action. Again, she does the damage. She doesn't do any spectacular damage, keep that in mind. If special armor enhanced armor state is active, if own follow-up attack rate is 40%, increases own follow-up attack rate by 80%, and then she deactivates own special armor or enhanced armor state. Activate special armor state like this. Skill 3 increases all enemies damage received by 30%. So as you can see, with the skill 3, she does amazing job. Okay, that increases all enemies damage received can be extremely helpful. If special armor enhanced armor state is active, if own follow-up attack rate is 40%, increases own follow-up attack rate by 80%. She'll be doing a lot of follow-up attacks, keep that in mind. And then you're playing with activating enhanced ammo or activating special ammo. You really can play around. With the ultimate, solid damage increases the selected enemy damage received by 80%, can be extremely helpful, so you do even bigger damage. Overall top tier support, but me personally, I will place her for now in SS tier. I just want to be as strict as possible for the SS plus tier. Zone Itadori SS plus. Yellow Yaga can stay here. Everyone else can stay, in my opinion, into that SS plus tier. I believe still today they dominate, and you want to have them on your account for 1,000,000%. Okay? Let me now rank. This is pretty much all the changes that I want to make for now. Of course, you leave me put your opinions in the comment section below. I always consider them. I put them in consideration. I retest things, so yeah, no worries about that. Anyways, we now had the main expansion Gojo. Do I even need to talk about this unit? By now, I believe you know every little thing about this unit. I won't go now through his kit, just a quick summarization. The best unit in the game, better than Sukuna, higher priority than Sukuna. That's the first thing I want to say. Hybrid, insane, the best support in the game, god tier support, and as well insane DPS. So how does this unit work? Definitely, you want to get his ultimate as soon as possible. That is first thing. It really depends on the strategy, but in most cases you will use this free-to-play recollection bit right here to get his ultimate as soon as possible. He's invincible, he is immortal for until he leaves the battle. So no one will be able to touch him, like literally nothing. He stays in battle for 9 turns, but every time he uses domain expansion, he gets 1 more additional turn. Okay, so you can go up to, let me say, 11 times. Basic is 9 times, but you're gonna use that domain expansion, so no worries, you will have more turns. Now, with his ultimate, he does literally everything. So stunning, decrease all enemies' ultimate skill count by 1, infinite void, prevents all enemies from increasing their ultimate skill count, increases all enemies' damage received, and it can go really, really high, up to 200% based on your urgent business turns, right? So as soon as you get the ultimate, the better the buffs will be. Okay, and also he cancels out other domain expansions. So he does everything. Literally all the support you need, you have it in his ultimate. But that's not only that. With his skill 1, okay, when he activates domain expansion, you can only use skill 1, right? And you're decreasing the selected enemy critical hit resistance. But before that, you can use skill 2 and skill 3. Skill 2, AoE beautiful damage, like both of these are doing nice damages, and it's decreasing all enemies damage dealt by 25%, so you're debuffing the enemies. Here skill 3 is just like insane damage, single target, and also he buffs his own Jujutsu stat by 45%. So that's why he's like literally everything what you need in one unit, and that's why I'm placing him currently now as the only god tier unit in the game, the true god tier unit, I need to say. Now everything looks so much better, because previously we had so many god tier units, but finally now we have that new peak, right? Good, great. So that's about Gojo. Like we talked about him, you have the best build on my channel, you have everything. We're gonna have 0 movie call-up reruns, and in those reruns we are getting a brand new 0 movie call-up character, Miguel. He is a solid character. I don't recommend, if you're free to play, do not summon. Rather save for Sukuna. Sukuna is the best DPS in the game. And let's go through Miguel kit. Everything will be clear. Deals 200% melee taijutsu damage to selected enemy. Depending on how much curse energy this character has when the skill is activated, additionally increases taijutsu damage up to 40%. Skill 2 increases own taijutsu stat by 18.3 up to 30%, reduces damage received by 25% 3 turns the higher own curse energy is when receiving an attack. The greater the original effect, up to 60%. Nullifies attack nullification status, deals 80% Jujutsu damage to selected enemy, and attracts the selected enemy attack to self. Okay, so he can taunt. He will nullify attacks 1 time, of course. Decreases the value of 2 of the enemy eligible buffs by 30%, decreases those buffs turn count by 1, prioritize the most recent buffs. So it's interesting because he is literally decreasing the value of the debuffs opponent has applied. Ultimate, nullify attack nullification status 1 time, so he will have survivability he's like in a way like a tank unit with really good DPS. But we already know how this, like in this game, tank units, taunting units, they're good situational, but overall nothing too special. DPS and buffers, I mean supporters, are pretty much the best part for this game. Nullify, okay, deals 200% range jutsu damage to selected enemy, increases the selected enemy damage received, nice, decreases the value of 3 of the enemy eligible buffs by 50%, melee taijutsu damage, the more own curse energies, the bigger damage will be. At the start of the battle, decrease own jujutsu damage received by 15%, and he self buffs. Okay, so mainly I would say it says here role obstructor, literally that. In this game, unfortunately, this type of characters, like A plus S, pretty much. I wouldn't go beyond that. Maybe even A plus, but since he can do also pretty solid damage in this certain situations, I believe he can perform better than A plus tier. So for now, S tier. But between A plus and S, no, not even close to the SS. Like, there is honestly huge difference between. Maybe I should just like put this SS. That here S, and this one place like A plus, and put all of this together in a way. But okay. I won't go now in further complications. This is just fine. Miguel is solid unit, solid mid, nothing crazy, not a bad unit, you know, but currently just not worth summoning overall. Okay, keep that in mind. So that's why, in my opinion, S tier. Okay, and then now for the end, we have Sukuna. Sukuna will drop by the end of May. Some people are saying 30th of May. Maybe when Zone Itadori leaves, 26. We're gonna see. We will get the confirmations for that. High priority is the main expansion Gojo, but I heavily recommend to everyone that you get Sukuna. He's also a must in my book. Okay, he's also a must in my book. Again, if you cannot summon for him and you got the main expansion Gojo, be happy. It's fine. You're gonna survive. But again, Sukuna is also very needed overall. So blue typing, the best DPS in the game, like pure crazy DPS with bleed that can do continuous damage. Skill 1 is really good for filling own ultimate skill gauge. Keep in mind you need a lot of ultimate gauge for him, but no worries with that. Skill 1, you're chilling. Inflicts 1 stack of 20% continuous damage, laceration for 3 turns. Each stack of laceration increases an additional damage. So more bleed you have, more damage you're gonna do, and it's just stacks and stacks. If skill restriction status is active, you cannot use this skill. This is it happens when you use ultimate, the main expansion. Skill 2 deals melee taijutsu damage, 3 hits, increases own critical hit rate by 45%, and critical hit damage. So beautiful skill 2 buff, guys. Beautiful. Before using the main expansion, using 1 or 2 times skill 2 is just beautiful. If skill restriction is active, that's when you have the main expansion active. This energy cost is 0, increase own damage dealt by 50%, more curse energy, more damage. Deals taijutsu damage to selected enemy, and as well increases the selected enemy damage received by 45%. Skill 2 is so beautiful, and in time, as you get more and more curse energy, you're gonna do just bigger damage. Skill 3 is the main DPS skill. So range jujutsu damage to selected enemy, inflicts 2 stacks of 20% continuous damage, bleed. If own curse energy is 40 or more, changes skill effect, curse energy 40. Then you have deals jujutsu damage, inflicts 2 stacks of continuous bleed, I'll call it. If own curse energy is 90 or more, it will be even bigger, and so on. If skill restriction is active, you cannot use this. So pretty much the only thing that you can use, so this one you cannot use, this one you cannot use when you activate the main expansion, but this one you can. Okay, this one you still can. Keep that in mind. Now, here it is. Domain expansion. Expands the domain, grants sure hit effect to sub 1 turn, nullifies attack nullification status for 1 turn, beautiful. Deals huge damage, 1700 range jutsu damage AoE. Inflicts 4 stacks of more that continuous jujutsu damage, bleed. And again, it just becomes bigger more you have it. Activate skill restriction status, cannot charge own ultimate skill gauge for 3 turns. That is one of the classic disadvantages. But still, you're going to be able to use that skill 2 for some time during the main expansion. And then you will, with skill 1 again, you can get his ultimate pretty quickly. Okay, increase the maximum amount of curse energy by 100, recovers own curse energy by 200. So he just gets that curse energy like nothing. Auto skill, reverse curse technique at the start of turn, recovers own HP based on the frequency of the hit received. If a skill can hit multiple times, still count as 1 hit received. If no hit received, recover own HP. Look, he can also recover his own HP proportional, like if receiving 1 hit of 3000 HP, he recovers 6500. If receiving 2 or more hits of 3000 HP damage, recovers own HP by 6500. Oh yeah, so he recovers pretty nicely as well. King of Curses, at the start of the battle, grants poison, darkness, soul, stun, confusion, immunity to self, which is busted. Grants him like a lot of enemies in Illusory Tower and everything else, stuns, you don't care with him, okay? Grants immunity to instant death effect caused by soul damage to self, grants 30% flame resistance to self. When critical hit is performed, increase own damage dealt by 30% and recovers own curse energy by 20. If receiving a hit of 3000 damage, you have 50% chance to increase own taijutsu jujutsu stat by 20. If a skill can hit multiple times, still count as 1 hit received. This is the best recollection beats, and pretty much he goes into God tier as well. Okay guys, hope you did enjoy it. Leave a like, subscribe. Hopefully everything is clear. We're gonna always change it, improve it, try to make it as best as possible. But this is my own tier list, and as well based on your feedbacks. So hope you did enjoy it. Currently now the only God tier units are the main expansion Gojo and Sukuna. And now I love this so much more. That's it. Love ya, and bye.